At the top of this broadcast tonight, the first thing we should do is send our sincerest thoughts and condolences to the family and friends of Emiliano Sala this week after the rather tragic circumstances surviving his passing in the middle of last week. So our sincerest thoughts and apologies and condolences and everything goes out to his family and friends for this one. Tonight is the last 16 tie between Galatasaray and Manchester United. The Champions League is back, but our thoughts are clearly elsewhere. So welcome back to the Champions League. It has been a while, and we are here for the last 16 match between Galatasaray and Manchester United. We all know at this stage last season that Gregg Popovich's team ended up crashing out against Sevilla, and you could argue that maybe Gregg's lack of experience in the European game was probably put paid to that. And of course there is a big break between the last Champions League group game and the last 16 stage, so you really could agree that maybe his weakness was against European teams, and he's been kind of 50-50 in this season as well. In the pre-season tournament, his team won against Real Madrid, but then lost in the American Challenge Cup final to Bayern Munich. His team today, David De Gea is in goal with Lindelof, Bailly and Harry Maguire. Paul Pogba is in midfield with Zaha. Sanchez has actually been moved to the left while Jesse Lingard goes there. They're joined by Fred. And of course up front, no surprises, Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. Galatasaray they need to get on the front foot if they can. A wonderful ball, Rashford! And it's a typical Manchester United goal, and it's vital, and it's Marcus Rashford in European football, and that is the perfect start to this stage of the Champions League for Manchester United. It is a wonderful goal, and a typical Gregg Popovich one of that. What a pass from Martial that is, wonderfully brought down by Rashford, had all the composure in the world to shrug off his defenders and put it in the back of the net. It's a wonderful goal. It's a wonderful Manchester United goal, and it's another goal in Europe for Marcus Rashford. He thrives in this, and it's actually his first goal of the Champions League this season, to add to the ones in Europe he got against FC Midtjylland. Perfect start for Coach Pop. It's an away goal, and now Galatasaray have it all to do. Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 1. Absolutely crucial and wonderful start. Well, this is the first half of a cup double for Manchester United. They will take on Brighton in the FA Cup following this match at the weekend. God, Martial, back to Jesse Lingard. It's a wonderful goal again. Manchester United 2-0. And it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? And another goal for Jesse Lingard. And it's probably to be expected against Galatasaray. They're not probably the strongest kind of team in this stage. It doesn't really matter because Gregg Popovich's team may just pass you off the pitch, and they did again there. Pass and move from Manchester United. It's almost telepathic at this stage, and we don't know what Gregg's future will hold, but I'm sure Manchester United fans will give whatever they can to make that man stay, because right now it's almost the dream scenario. Someone so unknown doing this well. It just doesn't happen. But to Gregg Popovich, anything is possible. Galatasaray 0, United 2, and they've all probably got already one foot in the door of the last 8. And here they come again. Martial! And saved by the keeper. And Galatasaray's heads are completely dropping to the floor. Now United are bombing forward. And here is Fred. Why not? Fred. Ball to Sanchez. Galatasaray are just making it easy for United. Oh, it's wonderful cutting by Sanchez. Rashford got there, but that was absolutely wonderful by Alexis Sanchez. Martial. United are just in the half and staying there. Wonderful first half of Manchester United. The absolutely perfect start to this stage of the competition. The stage where Popovich fell to Sevilla And it seems like there is absolutely no chance of that happening, because Manchester United don't only have the away goal, they have another one. Galatasaray 2, Galatasaray 0 rather, United 2, United playing Galatasaray off the park. Zaha, matched on by Rashford, Martial is onside, 3-0. And is he offside? I think he is. He is offside. It's unfortunate. And the flag went up really late. Martial was still celebrating before we saw it. And that's going to be his last action of the game. And as is the case for Rashford, he and Martial have gone off for Alex Hunter and Jesse Zardes. Oh, and another goal. And it is a goal for Galatasaray as Gomez scores. And I think Bai probably has to be the kind of foul here. He's way out of position. And I think Maguire and... no, that's Bai, unfortunately. I'm not sure who was down there to meet him, but Bai and Maguire there getting in each other's way. And another conceded goal by Manchester United. What is going on? It just cannot seem to keep a clean sheet. As Batimi Gomez does give Galatasaray a ray of hope, but still a long way to go. And we're approaching the end of the 90 minutes. Well, it's been a stellar United performance up to that point. But it does make the second leg a little bit tiny more interesting, as Galatasaray now have pulled one back. So Galatasaray 1, United 2, but United have the away goal now. Well, the second leg will be slightly more interesting, but it was a vintage Manchester United performance up to the last seconds. It's just another clean sheet gone for Gregg Popovich's team, but he won't care because he's actually navigated the tougher side of it. He's got through an away fixture and got the away goal as well, so he will take it. It's advantage United going into the second leg, but it's just been made a little bit more interesting. But Gregg Popovich is off to the perfect start. He just needs to hold it in the second leg. Galatasaray 1, Manchester United 2. Okay, so we'll bring you the confirmed scores around Europe. I'm not really sure who has advantage where. We have 3 draws to talk about. Manchester City drawing against Roma with a 1-1 draw. As a 1-1 draw also for Atletico Madrid and Juventus. And a 2-2 draw between Bayern Munich and Liverpool. I'm not sure who has the advantage where. I mean, looking at this, Manchester United have a team on the left, so I'm assuming they were the away side. So that probably means it's advantage Manchester City, advantage Bayern Munich, and advantage Atletico Madrid. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm getting looking at the score and how it's set out. I thought the team was on the left of the home team, but I think in this case it's the away side. So advantage City, advantage Munich, advantage Madrid, and advantage United in that round of last 16 draws. The other ties have yet to be played in the Champions League last 16. We'll move on to the Europa League, and there's no debating the result between Dynamo Kiev and Arsenal, as Arsenal took a 3-0 win there, so it's definitely advantage Arsenal, almost or surefire to go through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Malmo have a 2-1 lead going into the second leg against Dinamo Zagreb. Bayer Leverkusen and PSV Eindhoven holding each other to a 1-1 draw. Bordeaux beating Pulk by 2-0. Besiktas and AC Milan having an absolute classic down there with a 3-2 win eventually to Milan. CSKA Moscow 1, Frankfurt 2, Valencia 3, Standard Liège 2 is the result there. Real Betis 3 and Stade Reds 0. Which means it's pretty much advantage for all those teams. Paris Saint-Germain have hit back after their shock elimination at the group stage. They were drawn against Slavia Praha and they won by 2-0 in the opening leg. Sporting CP beating Moscow by 3-2. A 1-goal advantage against Ajax for Marseille, and Monaco and Azazspor will go into the second leg with a 1-1 draw. And finally, lucrative Moscow lead Fenerbahce by 1-0. Surprisingly, Lyon almost no surprise in their result against RB Leipzig with a 2-0 lead going into the second leg there. But RB Salzburg have actually got a goal lead against Villarreal going into the second leg, and Chelsea It's a little bit interesting, but they won the first leg by 2-1, but the second leg leaves it all to play for. He's conquered Liverpool, he's scraped past Chelsea, and now Gregg Popovich has an away tie of Brighton to contend with at the Annex Stadium today in the next round of this FA Cup. A tournament where a lot of fans are feeling that Gregg Popovich can definitely go all the way this season after conquering 2 of the top 5 in the Premier League in the last 2 rounds. Alex Hunter gets an FA Cup start today. We all know that the FA Cup was a fixture and a tournament that the great Jim Hunter never won. And maybe, if the fans are correct, maybe Alex can put that right in this season's tournament. As we've said, Gregg Popovich has covered 2 of the top 5 already, and there's almost no excuses to whether he can go all the way now. Chris Hughton's side, Matthew Ryan starts in goal with Montoya, Leon Bugatti, Kevin Vigent in there as well, who I believe is a new signing, and he's with Burnwood in the right back position. It's Jared Bruce with Grube, Prober and Quinzano in the midfield, and Adone is up top on his own today. Gregg Popovich isn't taking Brighton lightly today. David De Gea will start in goal. He's with Dalot, Smalling, Jones and Rojo and Cameron Bulford-Jackson. Henwood is in the midfield with Gomez and Ander Herrera. And up top, it's the friends, Alex Hunter and Danny Williams. Go get it back immediately. Aaron Henwood, his passing has become such a integral part of this side. Aaron Henwood's play style has been totally different under Coach Pop the last couple of seasons. Ander Herrera is going to shoot. Oh, it's a stunner. Ander Herrera makes it 1-0 with an absolute rocket. 1-0 to United. It's no surprise. But it's Ander Herrera with another screamer. He scored one like that against the American Challenge Cup against the Buenos Aires team, I think it was. It included Carlos Tevez. And, well, Manchester United. And Herrera was never going to not shoot from here. It's an absolute rocket from almost probably 25 yards. Did it take a deflection? It probably did. But, well, everyone just gets out of the way. Even Hunter kind of sees it. It's almost telepathic how Hunter jumps out of the way because he had his back to Herrera at the time. And Herrera has managed to get that all the way into the back of the net for his first FA Cup goal of the season. Captain amazing, Ander Herrera makes it Brighton 0, United 1, and we'll be in for another scoring round. And you have to feel that this is one trophy Gregg Popovich can win, and probably will win. Running on this season. Oh my goodness me! Oh, David De Gea, point blank save, and it almost went into the back of the net through him. Well, no one caught the Brighton forward here, and Donne, I think it was. David De Gea. He had to get that out and he almost didn't. And it's a corner to Brighton. No one at Manchester United was back to deal with that. That is the weakness in defence that has been documented by opposing teams this year. It's a great take by David De Gea. It's a fantastic take of the ball. Commanding. And the David De Gea of old would have probably made a mistake there. With all due respect to David De Gea, he was a bit of an uneasing goalkeeper at times in his younger days, but now David De Gea considered one of the best in the world. He had that one game that changed his entire career, and that's all it takes. That one game can change your entire life and your entire career. You can also ask Marcus Rashford about that. FC Midtjylland was the day Marcus Rashford appeared on the scene, and he's never looked back. And Herrera finds Gomez. Gomez will shoot. The ball's gone through, and Hunter probably a bit overzealous in his attempt to get the ball there. The keeper had the ball about maybe 2 seconds before Hunter had actually got there. Mr. tackle with Dalot. And Toy's put it into the box towards Jones. Jones has met the ball there. Oh my goodness me! It's a goal for Brighton. It's a soft one. And it's Phil Jones again. I think he's really unlucky, to be fair. I do think he was chased down, but should have got that out much quicker. And another conceded goal for Gregg Popovich's side. Clean sheets just feel hard to come by. I think Phil Jones is at fault here. Yeah, he gets kind of caught out in possession there. David De Gea probably should have kept back, to be honest. He's a never losing. To be fair though, he does almost get there, De Gea. It would have been a stunning save. But I think Phil Jones will be blamed for that in the dressing room. Unfortunately, he is prone to those kind of mistakes. And that'll be what keep him becoming from a good defender to a great defender. Gregg Popovich still needs to kind of iron that out. Brighton 1, Manchester United 1. United don't keep the ball. And it's over the bar. Well, Manchester United, they took the lead through Ander Herrera's absolute screamer, but were pegged back by one of a more simple goal that the opposing teams have scored against United this season. Phil Jones at fault. But at the break, it's still evenly poised, and we know Manchester United can turn up a gear if they need it. Brighton 1, United 1 at the break. As Spurs move ever closer to the release day of their new stadium, as it were. And Artemic has scored for West Ham against Crystal Palace. It's 2-1 there now. There's been no goals here since the first half. But hold the phone. Here comes Alex Hunter. He's put it in. Just as we say it, Alex Hunter gets another goal in the FA Cup. The one his granddad never won. It's a wonderful pass. And Hunter, well, he won't miss. He does not miss from there. It was a wonderful pass, and it's a typical Manchester United move. And Hunter had all the space he wanted to put that into the back of the net. And being a Hunter, he won't miss. And Manchester United now 2-1 up against Brighton as Alex Hunter gets his first ever FA Cup goal, and it probably won't be his last.
Goal for Manchester United, number 29, Alex Hunter.
Taken by Marcus Rojo. Angel Gomez. It's going to be another terrific pass, and Brighton the court again. Hunter. Oh, they're making it too easy for United. It was almost a carbon copy of the second goal. The same scenario and the same scorer and the same outcome. Alex Hunter, he doesn't miss. Another tremendous goal for the newest Hunter to make pages in his family legacy. It's a wonderfully taken goal by Hunter. And Gregg Popovich's side are now grabbing this game by the scruff of the neck and moving on to the next round. 2 goals for Hunter, carbon copy goals, and sloppy defending by Brighton. But Gregg Popovich will take it. Brighton 1, Manchester United 3. The game looks over.
Alex Hunter.
3-1 to Manchester United. It did look in doubt for a while, but it's another win in the FA Cup for Gregg Popovich. He seems to love this competition, doesn't he? Alex Hunter will certainly love it after the second half he had. 2 identical goals that were conceded by poor defending from Brighton, especially for the second. But with a Hunter, he's never going to miss. He was never going to miss no doubt about it. The FA Cup that his granddad never won this year might be a Hunter's chance to put that right. Brighton have been kind of torn apart in the second half, as you probably would have expected. Brighton 1, Manchester United 3. So let's take a look at all the scores from the 5th round of the FA Cup. Unfortunately, the simulation hasn't gone on far enough to give us the 6th round, which will probably be the last 16, I would have thought by now. So we'll have to wait, and we'll give you an update as we get it. From the scores for today, you're going through. West Ham have beaten Crystal Palace by 2-1. Brentford, the Minnows, are sadly out. Leicester City made short work of them, winning by 2-0. Burnley's memorable season has hit a dent for the FA Cup is concerned. They are out today, losing 2-1 to Wolves. Southampton making very short work of Watford, winning by 3-0. Manchester United beating Brighton by 3-1, as we just witnessed. Cardiff are finding some real light in their season in the FA Cup this year. They've beaten another minnow team in Millwall by 2-1. Everton beat Stoke City by 2-0, and Arsenal beat Newcastle United in quite the classic 3-2. No matter what happens in the FA Cup this season, we will have a Premier League winner.